responsibility it bears in reviewing, refining, and safeguarding the laws of our land. We remember that there is no authority except from you, and so we pray your blessing upon the President of the Senate, the senators new and returning, and their supporting staff, guided by the clerk and other technocrats who they will rely on for support. Guide this chamber, O Lord, that it may be a place of sober reflection and wise counsel. May the President's chair be honored, and may the debates conducted here be marked by courtesy, considered reasoning, humility, and respect. May the leaders of government and opposition business in this Senate be moved to collaborate with best practices preserved and mutual respect as a central component of their viewpoints. Keep pride from triumphing over humility and ambition from overshadowing service. We pray for all the senators here, now new, and those who are appointed to serve, and in particular, those seated here who are tasked with leading at the cabinet level in areas of education, transformation, and other critical reforms. Grant them clarity of vision to improve schools, uplift communities, and strengthen future generations. Bless the Senate in its role in constitutional reform and in shaping laws that confront crime, secure justice, and preserve the dignity of every citizen. Keep senators and their families safe, and grant them courage to serve selflessly with compassion for those who are too often forgotten, the poor, the elderly, the disabled, and the vulnerable. May the work of this chamber unite rather than divide our people, so that justice, truth, and peace may truly be ours forever. Now unto the King eternal, immortal, invisible, the only wise God, be honor and glory forever and ever. Amen.
Summoning of Parliament, a proclamation. By His Excellency, the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Linton Allen, Member of the Order of the Nation, Knight Grand Cross of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, Commander of the Order of Distinction, Knight of Grace of the Most Venerable Order of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem, Governor General of Jamaica. Whereas it is provided by subsection 1 of section 63 of the Constitution of Jamaica that each session of Parliament shall be held at such place and shall commence at such time as the Governor General may by proclamation appoint. And whereas it is expedient that a session of the Parliament of Jamaica should be held at such place and commence at such time as shall hereinafter appear. Now, therefore, I, Patrick Linton Allen, Member of the Order of the Nation, Knight Grand Cross of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, Commander of the Order of Distinction, Knight of Grace of the Most Venerable Order of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem, Governor General of Jamaica, in exercise of the power conferred on me by subsection 1 of section 63 of the Constitution of Jamaica, do hereby proclaim and make known that a session of the Parliament of Jamaica shall be held at George William Gordon House in the parish of Kingston on the 18th day of September 2025, commencing in respect of the Senate at 11 a.m. and in respect of the House of Representatives at 11:30 a.m. Given under my hand and the broad seal of Jamaica at King's House, this 16th day of September in the year of our Lord, 2025, and the 4th year of the reign of His Majesty King Charles III, God save the King. In accordance to Standing Order Number 2, I now call upon the members of the Senate to elect one from among your number, one who is not a minister or parliamentary secretary, to be president of the Senate.
Madam Clerk, I beg to nominate Thomas George Louis Tavares Vinson as president.
Madam Clerk, I'm pleased to second the nomination.
Senator, the Honorable Thomas George Louis Tavares Vinson has been nominated to be the President of the Senate. Are there any other nominations? No? So there being no other nomination, I declare Senator, the Honorable Thomas George Louis Tavares Vinson to be elected as President of the Senate. May I now invite Senator Honorable Thomas George Louis Tavares Vinson to make and subscribe to the oath of allegiance.
I, Thomas George Louis Tavares Vinson, do swear that I will faithfully and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. You're going to do the deputy now. Thank you. I now call upon the members of the Senate to elect one from amongst you, not being a minister or parliamentary secretary, to be the deputy president.
Mr. President, I beg to nominate Senator Charles Anthony Sinclair as deputy president.
Mr. President, I beg to second that nomination.
One minute. You never know. Are there any other nominations? There be none. I declare Senator Charles Sinclair as Deputy President of this Honorable Senate.
I, Charles Anthony Sinclair, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
I now call on the other members of the Senate to make and subscribe to the oath of allegiance. Madam Clerk.
Aubin Rochester Hill.
I, Aubin Rochester Hill, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Senator Kamina Elizabeth Johnson Smith.
Thank you. I, Kamina Elizabeth Johnson Smith, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Dana Elizabeth Morris Dixon.
I, Dana Marie Elizabeth Morris Dixon, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Keisha Gay Hewitt Anderson.
I, Keisha Gay Hewitt Anderson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Rosemary Bennett Cooper.
I, Rosemary Bennett Cooper, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Alan Rutherford Bernard. So I'm just going to read that. It's in whole for you.
I, Alan Rutherford Bernard, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Lambert Alexander Brown.
I, Lambert Alexander Brown, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, and I'll uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and I'll conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibility to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Keith Patrice Duncan.
And I read that? Okay. I, that's my name, right? Okay. I, Keith Patrice Duncan, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Abco Lincoln Ramon Fitzhenley.
I, Abka Lincoln Ramon Fitzhenley, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Kevin Anthony Gale.
I, Kevin Anthony Gale, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, and that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Shireen Samantha Golding Campbell.
I, Shireen Samantha Golding Campbell, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Marlon Andre Morgan.
I, Marlon Andre Morgan, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica.
Floyd Emerson Morris.
I, Floyd Emerson Morris, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica.
Donna Marie Scott Motley.
I, Donna Marie Scott Motley, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Ramon O'Neill Small Ferguson.
I, Ramon O'Neill Small Ferguson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my duties to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Christian George Louis Tavares Finson.
I, Christian George Louis Tavares Finson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Maziki Wadeda Team.
I, Maziki Wadada Thame, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Elon Beresford Thompson.
I, Elon Beresford Thompson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
And finally, Cleveland Matthew Tomlinson.
Thank you. I, Cleveland Matthew Tomlinson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Let me just take this opportunity to welcome all our visitors today and welcome all Jamaicans in particular who are observing this event in Jamaica and throughout our communities overseas. It is an important part of the democratic process, what we are doing here, and the Senate being the review chamber is really the intellectual hub of our democracy. I had intended, Madam President of the Jamaica Council of Churches, to give the new senators an admonition as to their responsibility as members of the Senate. You, however, said everything that I had intended to say, but you directed it to a higher authority. So I just invite the members to contemplate the sentiments expressed by the President of the Jamaica Council of Churches. She really has said everything that I wanted to say. I take the opportunity to welcome the new members of the Senate, indicate that in short order we'll be keeping a orientation session to go through the standing orders and the rules of the Senate. It would be remiss of me not to say that the last session of the Honorable Senate of Jamaica accomplished a number of very important things. I like to consider that the contribution to the Senate to what is referred to as the crime bills has played an important role in the reduction of the scourge of murder in this country. Beyond that, our Standing Orders Committee is about, Madam Leader of Government Business, our Standing Orders Committee is about completing almost 7 years of deliberation. Senator Professor Floyd Morris began the process some years ago, and we are in the process of finishing that. It would also be remiss of me not to recognize that in our last dispensation, a number of our colleagues played particularly important roles to me. So I run the risk of perhaps incurring the wrath of those who are not here with us today, some of whom have been called to lower service elsewhere. But it would be remiss of me not to mention a few of them. And I start with Dr. Sophia Longmore, who always introduced a sense of humanity into all our debates. I certainly also will miss Senator Fraser Binns, who had the capacity to introduce the environment into every debate. You will certainly be missed. And I guess if I say I had a particular fondness as well to Senator Janice Allen, who spoke passionately on the interests of the tourist industry, persons, specifically the workers of the tourist industry, and St. James in particular. And of course, Don Webby, who in short order, we will have a special session in relation to him. Just before I close, I keep telling Professor Morris that he needs to get a second opinion from his wife on his wife's choice of his outfits, because she has put him in a bright green outfit this morning. And I know that was not your intention. You need a second opinion. And, you know, today is a special day for me, but I'm not going to go down that road. But I do, however, recognize former Member of Parliament, former Minister of Health, Mr. Fenton Ferguson, who is here today to witness the appointment to the Senate of his son. Welcome to you both. Statements by ministers. Announcements.
Mr. President, I have the honor to announce that the following ministers have been appointed from the Senate. The Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith as Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Dr. the Honorable Dana Morris-Dixon as Minister of Education, Skills, Youth and Information. And the Honorable Aubin Hill as Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce.
Bills brought from the Honorable House of Representatives, petitions, papers, reports from committees, notices of motions given orally, questions and answers to questions, motions that may be made at the commencement of public business requiring notice, motions relating to the sitting of the Senate, motions for leave to introduce bills, the presentation of bills without leave of the Senate first obtained, public business. Madam?
Mr. President, it is not intended to do any substantive business today, but allow me to congratulate you and to congratulate the Deputy President on your reappointments to your roles. You both conducted yourself to the benefit of this nation in the previous dispensations, and the unofficial deputy, Senator Gale, similarly. So allow me to mention him and to welcome him back in his unofficial deputy essential role. Allow me also, Mr. President, to congratulate all senators on both sides, those who have been appointed anew and those who have been reappointed. Congratulations to you all. Those who have served well, and this has resulted in your return. And those who are here, we undoubtedly expect the best from all of you. We welcome you to the Senate. I want to congratulate in particular Leader of Opposition Business in the Senate, Senator Scott Motley, and note the less than obvious fact that the Senate will now be led by two women once more. It has always been a pleasure to work with you, and I have no doubt that we will have even better, more collegial and more productive results given that dispensation. And yes, the female clerk is here as well. So we're a triumvirate, Mr. President, be warned. I want to note, however, in that context, that we also operate in a context where we have 29% of the lower house of that other place being comprised of women. We now have 18 out of the 63. Still some work to be done, but we congratulate all those women who were elected. And we recognize that here in the Senate we are comprised of 33% women. Now we have 7 women, 3 and 4, And again, that brings our parliament to 25 women out of 84. Good progress, excellent progress, but of course, still more to be done in this political realm, even as we recognize the role of women having been so substantively manifested in leadership in every other realm. Looking at the president of the Jamaica Council of Churches and our representatives from the judiciary here, I do not share the president's concern about the number of women in the judiciary. I think that the justice system will undoubtedly benefit from an even more effective and even-handed dispensation of justice. And so we welcome the progress of our Jamaican women in all aspects of leadership. On another note, I wish on behalf of this side to express to the people of Jamaica, with a deep sense of humility, our gratitude for having elected the Jamaica Labour Party to form government for a third consecutive term. The election on the 3rd of September was the 19th to be conducted in Jamaica since the introduction of universal adult suffrage. Young by some measurements, but mature by others. And by all reports, both local and international observers, the general election and local government elections, by-elections held on that day, were soundly and another excellent demonstration of the maturity of Jamaica's political and electoral process. I want to, on a personal note, express my appreciation to Prime Minister Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness for reappointing me as Senator and as leader of government business in the Senate for a straight third term. Without being too self-indulgent, I will take note that it is my 5th term in the Senate, and I consider it as much, if not more, of a privilege to serve today as I did on that very first time. I want to express my hope, as I'm sure is shared by us all, that this Senate will play its role, its part, in the constructive partnership which Prime Minister has invited the Leader of the Opposition to undertake. I hope that the work and the deliberations of this Senate will proceed in a collegial and respectful manner that reflects the unity and pride and indeed the desires of the Jamaican people, one that truly reflects the role and definition of the upper house. May our work in this chamber continue to strengthen and uphold Jamaica's democratic principles and traditions. May we build on our achievements, legislative and otherwise, and be ever focused on addressing the needs of our people as we continue to fulfill our promise of sustained and inclusive economic growth for Jamaica and all her people. I'm hopeful that in this chamber we will use our time diligently and creatively as we play our part in ensuring that Jamaica increases in fellowship, peace, and prosperity. I thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Scott Motley.
Mr. President, first of all, let me say how delighted I am to be able to address you as such this morning. I want to, first of all, acknowledge our guests, our special guests who are here today, all of them so distinguished in their own rights. I want to congratulate all the persons who have been appointed here today, not just as senators, but those who have been specially selected to be ministers. I have had the opportunity of observing them in the past, and so I know that they are known for their excellence and their dedication and purpose. Mr. President, as you can see, I have some persons on my team who you will get to know as time passes. Each one brings to the table special skills. And I must thank the Leader of Opposition for appointing me to lead such a distinguished team. You will forgive me if I depart a little bit from protocol. and I especially welcome two members of the government side, starting with Senator Rose Bennett Cooper, who has had the distinction of attending Clarendon College, a place with which I'm slightly familiar. And of course, Senator Tavares Finson, who I look forward to demonstrating the capacity and the tenacity which his father demonstrates. You know, Mr. President, this is a new chapter in our service. And even though you acknowledged the achievements of the past Senate, I urge all the members to recognize that we are turning a new page. I congratulate the government on its victory, and I embrace the words of the Prime Minister when he calls now for unity and discussion between the opposition and the government. Because ultimately, it is important that we carry out our legislative duty, and that requires the highest level of impartiality to ensure that the legislation which we pass in this House is fair, it is constitutional, and it meets the objectives for which it is designed. The elections are behind us. We can do our work in a less contentious manner. The people of Jamaica understand that those of us who sit here have a duty to put the nation ahead of our partisan needs. I promise the persons who are listening that we will extend a hand of cooperation, that we will carry out the work that we do with dignity, and that no matter what happens, no matter what we do, it will always be Jamaica first. I thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Scott Motley. Leader?
Mr. President, it is not intended to do any further business today. And the only business, which I feel I must, even though you tried to avoid it, is to acknowledge the special nature of this day for you personally, Mr. President. And welcome, yes, specifically. And knowing how much it holds for you, how much importance it holds for you. You're having recognized former Minister Ferguson and the special moment he has shared with his son Ramon, who is welcomed here to this Senate and sworn today. I feel this Senate cannot close without recognizing what an amazing coming together in time it is that you welcome also Christian, your firstborn, here today. And so we share that with you, Mr. President, in all its importance. And
I thought you were going to say happy birthday to your colleague, Morris Dixon.
It's your birthday too?
It is.
Okay, I'm not starting off on a good footing. No, this is, if I may add, Mr. President, that it's a wonderful moment for us all to recognize that one of our still pretty young members of the team, one who continues to brighten every room in which she enters, one who has injected the sector of education and learning with a vibrancy and a deep love and interest in improving the quality that our children, the quality of education that our children receive, and all that the system needs to transform it. Dana is celebrating another cycle around the sun, and I ask us all to celebrate that with a round of applause. If all and if members of the have I missed any other personal business, Mr. President? If not, it is not intended to do any further business, and I ask that the Senate be adjourned for a date to be fixed.
Thank you very much. This Honourable Senate now stands adjourned for a date to be fixed. Madam Clerk.